Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Gary, your host, and this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. And this time, I want to take a look at something that chances are, depending on your age, you may have never seen or heard of. Or if you have, you've seen very little of it. Some humor from Gold Key Comics in the form of Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp, #2 from 1971. Before we look into that, here to remind you, my books are available. Bizarre Brain Comics Anthology. Bizarre Brain Comics Presents Heroes. Both available from Amazon. $7.99 each. For some reason, I just cannot bring this one up on Amazon. But if I Google it, an Amazon listing will come up. Click on that and it will go right to that book. I don't know what the deal is. But they're also available from other online booksellers, such as Barnes & Noble online and thrift books, etc. So, and I appreciate everyone out there who has already bought my books. Thank you so much. So here, Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp, #2. And you might say, what on earth is Lancelot Link? Well, Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp, is an American adventure comedy children's TV series which aired on ABC TV Saturday morning lineup for the 1970-71 season, totaling a total of 13 episodes. And the follow-up season, it was just a rerun of the same 13 episodes. The live-action series has starred trained chimpanzees, or it's possible that some of them were bonobos. At that time, we did not realize that there were two different species. I think that wasn't until the 80s, I think, late 70s, early 80s, that chimpanzees and bonobos were two separate species. Before that, the bonobo was just called a pygmy chimp. But there are two separate species. And actually, I think the bonobo is probably easier to train. And of course, they have to be juvenile chimps, because once they begin to mature, they are a little too difficult to handle. Anyway, these trained chimps acting the parts in a world of chimps inspired perhaps by Planet of the Apes instead of humans, with voice actors providing the dialogue. And Lancelot Link, it's a secret chimp, so it's a spy type, and it's like if you took Get Smart and mashed it into Planet of the Apes. And that's kind of what you got. Okay, the show was created by Stan Burns and Mike Marmer. Okay, and this was an espionage storyline with the good guys. Well, the good guys are Agents of APE. That's Agency to Prevent Evil. Against the Agents of Chump, which is the criminal headquarters for Underworld Master Plan. And the show was paying homage to older shows like Get Smart and The Man from U.N.C.L.E. And in the comics, Gold Key Comics licensed the property and ran a total of 8 issues in 71, 72. Unfortunately, I could find nothing regarding credits online or in the books for writers and artists. So Unfortunately, if you happen to know who who may have done this, let me know, please. Lancelot Link Secret Chip. Now, I watched this when I was a kid. I loved the show because, well, I was big into apes as I am now, and chimps, and I thought, oh, that's such a cool idea, and considering they are trained chimpanzees, they do a marvelous job, and I have to credit the trainers and the production people for being able to cobble together workable storylines from the, but something I didn't think of at the time, but I do now, and later and now. I certainly hope that these trained chimps were treated very humanely, because I didn't realize that at the time in ape performers and stuff had problems with some of them. I mean, some of them acting up, and sometimes with the way they were treated, just as with elephants and other performing animals. And that's why there are laws to protect them, performing animals now, even though sometimes they don't get the protection they need. So these were, I have two issues here, a Gold Key and then their Whitman imprint. For this was, what was it? That was issue 7, I think, issue 5, and they always had, of course, photo covers. Did they have? Nope. Ads. Nope. Ads. Okay. So, and here you can see, look closely, that is the symbol, insignia of ape. It kind of looks like the world in the palms of your hands, but rather than fingers, it's bananas. And both the show and the comics have a lot of jokes about regarding primates, apes, monkeys, and evolution in general. Here goes. It's more fun than a barrel of people. Probably should have said humans, but anyway. When a secret chimp operates, there's no time for cutting up. So, and each issue had several stories. We'll just take a brief look here at this first story. Now, they did show them the apes with hair, in the chimps with hair on top of their heads in the comic, which, as you can see here, they did not have, unless it's specifically called for. And how they dressed them up and got them to do it. I do remember seeing as a kid, especially Mata. They had her, in stockings and tights and stuff, and you could clearly see the diaper underneath, because for some reason you can't teach chimps how to use a toilet, and so they had to wear diapers, as they usually do for performing apes. Okay. And is humorously drawn, of course, but still they're all chimps. And this is Getting Crowned. Lancelot Link, and okay, he is the main character, Lancelot Link, and his partner is Mata Hari, and their boss is Commander Darwin, and he's always saying, "What's your theory, Darwin?" Oh, and by the way, for the voice actor doing Lancelot Link, always he spoke in a Humphrey Bogart imitation. And Mata was always, "Hi, Nancy." Oh, I can't even do the voice. And it was I said, a lot of fun, and I was just going to thought of something else I was going to say, and I can't think of what it was. Oh, and if you've never seen any of them, the some episodes and clips and stuff are available on YouTube. YouTube. Okay. So we have Lancelot, Link, and Mata are assigned by Commander Darwin, and they are going to be take the place of a king and queen of some fictitious European country, Euphoria. Says, so why are we aping royalty? See, those little puns and jokes, and because they think that the Chump agents are going to try to kidnap them, and for some reason. So here they are, the real king and queen meeting Lancelot and Mata, and they look just alike. It's like looking in a mirror. He looks every inch a king. Well, meanwhile, at the ball that they're supposed to be attending, Lance and Mata are making the rounds, pretending to be, in their dancing, pretending to be the king and queen, when, boom, trapdoor opens up, and they're put in the bag, dumped in bunch of bananas catering service, and they're taken to Baron von Butcher, who is the main villain for Chump. Because they think they've got the king and queen. Until then, they realize that they've got Lance and Mata, so they call Commander Darwin, trying to ransom him away. Well, they're in a museum, and Lance manages to get his hands free. Also, I want to release you unharmed, but if Darwin won't play ball, my hands are tied. Well, ours aren't. Then they're free and they go, and they are in this. Unfortunately, even for 71, they have some bad racial stereotypes, and mostly, because all the racial stereotypes are villains, like Ali Assassin and the Dragon Lady and Wang Fu and stuff like that. It's less than pleasant. But if you can get past that, you can have a lot of fun with the show. And they're chasing them around the museum. They keep pretending to be displays. Then they find an old airplane that's on display, and they try to take off. They can't get to take off. They're getting chased. And the Baron and company are wind up being stopped by the cops for speeding. And the airplane crashes, and everyone and they're safe, and everything. There's in a jam. This is one that has some of the bad, less than pleasant racial stereotypes on the Chinese junk, and with the Asian portrayed ape characters, etc. And then they also had little single page gag things that didn't have anything to do with Lancelot Link himself. Closed Circuit, another story with one of the main villains is Dr. Strangemind. And he was just an evil scientist to make him dress up kind of like Dracula or something. Now here we go. Take a little look at this story. A Ghost of a Chance. They're go undercover at a dude ranch, and it's next to this, and on our road, riding along, and go by this ghost town, and they split from the others to go into the ghost town because they're being told that the ghost town is haunted. And here's the ghostly horseman here, clap, 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 and they say it's a guy all dressed up, and because they think Chump has got an operation here. Well, they accidentally get flour dumped on them, so they're all white, and if they get seen, and they think they're ghosts, so they got the ghosts against the ghosts, all silly stuff, and just sheer fun. Try to blow them up in the mine, and they get covered in fool's golds. So they think gold ghosts. Oh, and then the chumps take off, and that leaves Mata and Lance. Okay, and they go back to the dude ranch. It's just a lot of juvenile fun, without being, I said, it has some bad racial stereotypes in there, and all the bad racial stereotypes are bad guys. So that's what I've got for you this time with Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp. I hope you enjoyed that. And I hope it'll steer you to finding some of this stuff if you haven't. once in a while you might find them in a dollar bin or someplace like that for just $1 or $2, especially if it's in rough shape like this one was. I had to tape the cover back together. But they're good reading copies, and it's just a taste of nostalgia and some good clean fun. So thank you for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe, and do leave a comment below. Have you ever heard of Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp? Have you seen the show? Have you read any of the comics before? And any of that stuff? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, comics are art.